The answer to the Ukrainian territorial issue is already in the Constitution of Ukraine. No one will back down from this, and we won't be able to. Ukrainians will not give their land to the occupier. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I was awoken last night late, put a video out. My friends were saying, Greg, what on earth is Trump and Putin doing? They're going to Alaska to have this meeting. And I said, okay, let's just put it out there. This is a statement, but we haven't heard anything officially from Ukraine. Well, this morning, President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has dropped a 2-minute address. I'm going to play the entire thing for you, and I am confident that when Donald Trump wakes up and starts to hear these types of messages, there is going to be some repercussions today, and we shall see what they are and how they unfold. But we have big insight as to what is going on. Russia is saying that Witkoff completely misunderstood what Russia was offering. You see, you sent a land dealer, a real estate agent, to negotiate with Vladimir Putin and Ushakov and Dmitriev. Are you kidding me? This is what happens then. Witkoff completely outclassed. And yes, I'm putting the onus on Witkoff because it seems that there is some validity to what Russia is saying here, that there was just complete misunderstanding on this. And I know you want to hear the entire 2 minutes of Zelenskyy, but here you go. Trump and Putin, Alaska or bust, frozen in ice, breaking news. Zelenskyy, hold on a minute. Ukraine will never surrender our land. Just coming out of his mouth a couple of hours ago. So the confusion is rampant. Trump's envoy Witkoff may have badly misunderstood Putin in pre-talks for an Alaska peace summit on Ukraine. Russia still demands full control of the 5 Ukrainian regions before stopping its offensive and is offering only limited ceasefires, such as no strikes on power plants. This is Russia saying this is what we offered. The United States instead proposed freezing the war along current lines in exchange for lifting most sanctions, which Moscow rejected. By the way, did the clock strike 12 Eastern? Were there any sanctions? Thought not. Witkoff misread a Russian demand for Ukraine to withdraw as a Russian offer to withdraw. And now we have this confusion, complete confusion. In fact, it was Trump saying this last night.
President Zelenskyy has to get all of his everything he needs because he's going to have to get ready to sign something. And I think he is working hard to get that done.
Well, that's Trump's last statement. He's working hard to get that done. Let me tell you how hard he's working to get that done. Here is President Zelenskyy, his full 2-minute address to Ukrainians. Good morning, President Trump. Good afternoon, President Putin. Dear Ukrainians and dear ladies and gentlemen, President Trump announced his preparations for his meeting with Putin in Alaska, very far from this war that continues on our land against our people, which still cannot be ended without us, without Ukraine. Putin didn't believe in our people, so he made this hopeless decision to try and take over Ukraine. This was his main mistake, not taking into account the Ukrainians. I believe in our people because Ukrainians are strong. Ukrainians defend their own. Many people in the world sided with Ukraine during this war. Even those who are with Russia, they know it is Russia that is doing evil. Of course, we will not give Russia any awards for what it has done. The Ukrainian people deserve this dignity, but all partners must understand what dignity is in peace. This war must end, and Russia must finish it. Russia started it, but it drags on without listening to any deadlines, and that's exactly the problem, and not something else. The answer to the Ukrainian territorial issue is already in the Constitution of Ukraine. No one will back down from this, and we won't be able to. Ukrainians will not give their land to the occupier. For this war, Ukraine is ready for real solutions that can bring peace. Any decisions that are against us, any solutions that do not involve Ukraine, they are also solutions against peace. They won't give anything. These are dead solutions. They will never work. And we all need a real living peace, which people will respect. We are ready to work with President Trump, together with all of our partners, for the sake of that reality. And most importantly, lasting peace. A world that will not collapse because of Moscow's wishes. I thank all of the people for the fact that together we are Ukraine. Thank you to all of our soldiers for preserving our independence. Stand strong. This is our land. This is Ukraine. Glory to Ukraine. Well, there you have it. I mean, point blank perfection. So, everyone, if you were wondering, okay, what is really going to happen here? Now, we all knew that this would most likely be the response from Zelenskyy. In fact, late last night, when all this was unfolding, I was talking to some friends of mine who were soldiers, and they said, Greg, we're not giving up our land. Are you kidding me? Do you really think the army of Ukraine is going to withdraw from Kramatorsk and Slavyansk and Konstantinivka and Pokrovsk and Dobropilia, and we're just going to give it away? What planet are these people on? Well, they're on the planet of confusion. It's because you cannot send unqualified people to negotiate with KGB trained Soviet operatives who this is their destiny. This is what they do. Not somebody who's sitting on a beach playing golf and going to chat about some nation called Ukraine who doesn't even know what the name of the regions are. You just got smacked down, Donald Trump. You just got smacked down, Vladimir Putin. There's no other way to call it. And President Vladimir Zelenskyy did an amazing job directly this morning, representing Ukraine, thanking the world that stands with, thanking the soldiers that are fighting for the independence of Ukraine, and then saying, Trump, if you want to work with us, we can work. Beautifully done. Now, as we close out, what is Russia seeing here? Ushakov came out this morning, and I remind you, I'm in Ukraine on Ukrainian time, Russian time. He says, I don't know what's going on, but basically in Alaska and the Arctic, the economic interests of Russia and the United States intersect. And there are prospects for implementing large-scale projects. This is about business. This is back to that transactional relationship. Yuri Ushakov also noted that Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump will focus on discussing options for achieving a long-term peaceful settlement of the Ukrainian crisis. Now, not even a special military operation, a crisis at the Alaska summit, and said that Moscow expects the next meeting between Putin and Trump after Alaska to take place in Russia, and that an invitation has already been extended to the U.S. president. So this is what we have, guys, and this is the reality today. We stand with Ukraine. There's a lot of chaos going on, and I'm sure many more things will be unfolding, and I'll be bringing them to you, translating, doing whatever we need to get the information out. Make sure you have that notification bell on. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and commenting. We'll be back at you again very soon, I'm sure.